Hello guys and welcome back to Shopify theme development tutorial. My name is Rahul and today I'm going to discuss about a very important template called the product template. So in the product template we have the add to cart, we have the variants, all the stuff which are related uh, to buying a product is there in the product template. So please ensure that you follow this tutorial very clearly and like because this is the main thing which would be used in Shopify. So yes, let's continue. What is a product template? It renders the product page which contains a product's media like images, content, as well as the form. So let's see what we have in the product template. So for example, we have this product page, and in this product page we have an image, uh, a description, a variant, and so on. Like for example, we have this pants, we have one variant over here, and then we have three variants in the example t-shirt. So we are going to see how it works. We can actually show the images also. There are a lot of things which we can show with this. So this is a default product which has been created by me so that you can understand how the product template works. So let's start with the documentation. What does it say? So the you should include the following in your product template or a section inside the template. First, the product object. Now what is the product object? As we can see, the product object contains a list of things. We can actually see that we can get the product content, which would be the content of a particular product. We can get the options. For example, this product, we have options over here. In this, we can add another option like size and large, medium, and small. So these are options. Then we have option with values, like we can just see what we can get, the price, we can get the handle ID, lot of stuff over here, title, URL, variants. Variant is an array of variants in which we can loop through the variants. So yeah, that's really important. Then comes the product form. The product form is the form which when clicked, let's open up a demo website. So we have this so let me open up one of the website. Okay, so we have this as the product form, in which uh, when we click on this product form, this is added to the cart automatically. So that's how it's working, and that's how it basically works. And then we do have a lot of other stuff we can call through this, like uh, tags. We can get the tags, we can get the price max, price min, uh, price varies, like if we want meta fields, media images, featured image, featured media, and a lot of other stuff. So what we are going to focus on at the moment would be like with the product form, we have this variant selector, in which variant like we select the variant, then the quantity input, we we select the quantity, then we have dynamic checkout buttons like the buy now button. If anyone wants to simply buy the product instead of adding it to the cart, then they use this dynamic checkout button. And input elements for line item properties. So yeah, we are going to discuss those. But yeah, let's see what is the product object. Let's try to add the product object over here. So we have this main product dot liquid, uh, derived from derived from templates. That's products.json. We have this main product dot liquid, and herein we can just show the title, like product dot title, just to show the product title. And let's see if we are able to show the product title over here. At the moment it was empty, but now we are going to see if we are able to see the title. Yes, we are able to see the title, product title. Then what we want, if we want to show the image, this image, and let's assume we have this example t-shirt. So we are example t-shirt, uh, green, just for now, and save it so that we are 100% sure that this is the product we are working on. So I think so it's not saved yet. We'll have to wait for it to save. This is not the product, I believe. uh okay, so example t-shirt, yeah, it should be the product actually. Usually Shopify takes a little bit of time for it to get in the back end. Yeah, so we are in the right product. Right, so what we are going to do with the images, if I add few more images, for example, I'll add a few images. Okay, so let me add some sample images. I'll grab it from over here and upload it over here. Right, it's not able to add few images, but that's okay. I guess we have our point. We have these images visible. We have to make them visible. So let's not add them. We can just show the 3 images. So how to access these images? The images can be accessed with the help of let's see, media, I believe, or maybe images. So let's see if we are able to access the images. So what we have to do is we'll have to apply a for loop. We'll apply a for loop for image in product dot images, because this is so I'll end for, and we can actually show the image over here, image and img tag, right? So we'll use the image tag just to show the image, and let's see if this works. So with this, we go to the backend, and then we are able to see, yeah, we have all the images over here. So we are able to derive the images from this image parameter. So yeah, this is an array, so we can just derive the things from over here. So we can do a lot of things. We can make it a slider, we can make it anything as per our requirement. So we can actually ensure that everything is okay. So wait, we can also print the handle if required. We can get the tags of the product. So there are a lot of stuff we can do with this whole thing. uh but at the moment I'll just get the vendor product.title. So I'll wrap it up in an h1 tag. h1 tag, and then I'll add a p tag. In the p tag I'll add product.vendor. I hope you all now understand how to use the variables dot. So we have this. With this we're able to show the product.vendor also, I believe. We have this, and we are able to show the product.vendor. We can show the product.price as well. uh, then we can just show the product price, product dot price, and then we can close it. So again, you have your own, you can, okay, so we can just use money with currency. So we'll use this money with currency so that we get the currency also over here. And let's see, we get the currency as well. So now what's next step? We have all this. Then we need add to cart button. I believe we need the add to cart button. For that we need a form. The form can be this one. So this, we can use this form, and in this form, as provided in the documentation, I think so this is not going to work. Let's see if it is working or not. We can also select the variants over here. So inside the form we'll have to also enter the variants, because anything in terms of variants we can select it inside the form. That's why that's where it will work. Okay, so we'll use this thing, and also we can get the quantity. So the quantity can be selected from over here. What else is left? We can also add the dynamic checkout button. I'll tell you about the dynamic checkout button, but okay, so let's add the dynamic checkout button also before this closing, and let's save it. Okay, now we are going to see what happens, what we get over here if we follow the documentation. So we see a liquid error coming up here. So product form must be given a product. So we can give it a product by simply giving it the product object, right? So we give it the product object. Now it's been assigned a product, so that completes its criteria. Okay, we have this this whole thing. We can actually select anyone and then add to cart, and that would simply add it to the cart, which is a very good thing. So let's go back, and but why is it redirecting to the cart page? They have actually given the documentation for that as well. So let's see that in detail, but before that let me explain what is a variant selector. Variant selector, what happens is, uh, we studied about the form object over here. The form object is contains all the data of the form of the product, I would say. It contains specific ID of that particular product. For example, if we right click on this and inspect, and let's see what we have in here in the form. I'll just move it down so that it's clear. Form, we have this product form, we have this data input type hidden form, we have this whole thing, section ID, we have the value to be inserted, right? And then on submit, we are passing this value as a post request, and as a post request, not get request, because post data is more secure in terms of get, like in comparison to get request. So that's why post request. So now what, we have this whole thing. So if in case there was no variant, then what, then would it work? Yes, definitely it would work, because it 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 by default will have only one variant. Okay, even if we don't have any variant, it will be one variant, default variant, I would say. So uh so what is this? Variant selector is an input element with an attribute name equal to id. It reflects the variant id, which is the variant id of the variant to be added to the card. Typically a variant selector is a select element case and are populated with the loop, so that through all the product variants, and you can select, now that's the drop down we can select from in there. So we access the variant object by going through product dot variants. Again, product dot variants is this one. We go in here and access a particular product. So variants are part of the product, they are variations of that particular product, so we access that with the help of a for loop. Very easy actually. So if you followed my previous tutorial, you might be aware that we can loop in through an object or an array with the help of for loop. Okay, so we use the for loop to get access to the objects of that particular array, okay, or object. So with this we have the whole thing, and yeah, and the line item properties also we can add. Now what is line item properties? Line item properties are certain properties which we want a customer to fill in. For example, if I go in here and add a line item property, this should be something like custom name, right? We'll keep it as custom name. Now with this, it doesn't do much of a thing, but here is what happens if we see the backend. So we have this monogram thing, or not monogram, custom title. We can add hello here, and then add to cart. With add to cart, and if we move on to the checkout, we'll be able to see this value coming up. So let's see if we are able to go to the checkout. You see this custom name hello, that's where our line item properties come in. So line item properties are the properties which we can add with our custom content, so we can add it ourselves. So that's another topic for another day, but I'll be there with this topic. Once we create the themes and we want something extra over here, all right, so we'll come to this topic later on at a later stage when we are discussing the line item properties. But yeah, but what's next? See, now people coming to the cart and click on add to cart, they are always redirected to this particular page. Why? We can use the cart Ajax API so that it's not being redirected to the cart page always. What is the cart Ajax API? Let's see the documentation for that. So we have this opened already, and it is something very similar. It's kind of a cryptic. If you're aware about JavaScript, you might have an idea of what's happening over here. So what is it? It creates like we have this item. Item is an array. Array contains all of like all list of items which are available or not available, but being added. So we can add them ourselves. So what we are going to do is, with the documentation, we are going to simply use this one. Okay, just for the sake of this tutorial. Okay, let's add this. If you are new to JavaScript, please I would say you can check my tutorials which is on YouTube. You can always hop back over here and get started with JavaScript so that you understand what is JavaScript, how it's been used. Well, it is in Hindi, but you can always check other tutorials from other guys to get a brief knowledge of JavaScript. But like this is all in Hindi, so probably if you are comfortable with Hindi, then you'll be able to actually know this whole thing. So you can also follow other guys tutorial, or maybe just buy a course for JavaScript and get the knowledge for JavaScript. But that is utterly important so that you understand this cart Ajax API. So now I'll just copy this and I'll use JavaScript over here. So I'll use JavaScript, and with that I'll put in my JavaScript which I copied from over there. Now what happens over here is, see, we are storing the values of this whole container, so we'll give it an ID also. So I'll give ID equal to well, with this we'll also get few more things. So we'll be able to access so let's see, product form, what about the payment button? Actually the payment button is something like this, and the output which it delivers is something like this. Okay, so everything is there in the documentation of Shopify. You simply need to just check it yourself. All right, so if you are able to check it, then you'll be able to figure it out easily. Okay, so where I am going to check the, like, I'm just gonna get that form. Okay, the product object, we have this form, and we have this variant selector, we have this product form, not this product form. Okay, I think so we'll have to check in over here. Let it be. Actually, we'll add ID equal to custom underscore ID, and it gives a custom ID. And now we have this custom ID for this particular selector. So we'll give it this value so that it knows that we have this value. Now what we are going to do is, well, like if you're new to JavaScript, you can simply go to, like, what we have to do is, by default, when we submit this form, it goes to a new page, it goes to the cart page. We have to stop that default behavior. how we can stop that default behavior. So what we need to do is, first of all, we'll find the submit behavior. So we can just get the values from over here. So we have this on submit behavior, and on submit behavior is of this particular form. So whenever anyone submits a form, we go to this function. Like, we can create this add to cart function, right? And now with this, we call it over here with the function keyword add to cart, and ensure that this is a function. We'll put in all the code over here. Why I'm doing this, I'll tell you why. Because this was not going to work. The, the original documentation provided was not going to work. I'll tell you why. I'll show you why. Okay. So add it to the cart. First of all, we'll stop the default behavior. Like, we have this event e dot prevent default, and what it will do is, it will first of all stop the propagation of submit. Like, on submit, what will happen, it will redirect to another page. But with this e dot prevent default, it will stop the default behavior, and that default behavior is redirecting to the new page. Now it will follow this whole step. Okay, when this is done, well, if so, what it does is, it fetches this card.add.js, and method will use post. Body will get the form data, the data which is inside the form, and with dot then will receive a response, will return a response. Now we have this response returned. What we'll do is, actually, we will first of all console dot log response, also response dot json, so that we have the response returned as well. So let's check it now. We go to the main page of the product, I would say. So let's open the console, just so that we have it over here. So we add to cart, we have this promise, and promise state is fulfilled. We have this object, which is, we have all the data which is being received. Okay, now that means our work is done. How we can ensure that? Let's see. We add 100, so it should be reflected in the cart page. We see the cart page now. We have this 101. That means it's working. It's working perfectly fine. Again, we can test it again, so that we are 100% sure. So we add hello 101, and we see the cart page. And again, this is the cart Ajax API we are using, right? So that's how we send the data to the cart page without reloading the page. That's the Ajax API we are using over here. Okay, so that pretty much completes everything, I guess. With this, we can also show the product recommendation. We can actually see what is product recommendation. Well, we have this product recommendation API. We can use the product recommendation API as well to recommend certain products, but that's gonna be a different task, I would say. But overall, I would say it's almost done, and we have access to everything. So, yeah, I think so. That is it for today's lecture, and hope I was able to make it pretty clear to you that how the product page works and how we can access the objects, how we can um, use the cart Ajax API, how we can use the line item properties, dynamic checkout buttons, the quantity input and variant selector, the form, and the product object. So, in case you have any doubts, please mention that in the comments, and I'll be able to figure that out for you. That's all for today. Thank you so much, guys, and I'll see you next time.